Hello and welcome to the Tech with Heart Show. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. We're all about empowering entrepreneurs to embrace technologies, systems, and strategies that will help them stay competitive and relevant in today's digital environment. And today's special topic is leveraging social media for book releases. And what better expert to come and talk to us about what really is working when it comes to releasing books than the 9-time best-selling author, Lisa Towles. She is phenomenal. She's a crime thriller novelist, and she also really has a passion for helping all small businesses not only help write their own books, but also in helping them to manage their self-care. So welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. And this is kind of a hot topic. There are a lot of entrepreneurs out there looking to differentiate themselves as the thought leader in their niche, in their industry. And one of the best ways that they can do that is to author their knowledge and write their own book. And so let's get into it. What are some ways that you have built up your audience first before you launch a book on social media?
It's a great question, and I like how you differentiated before you launch a book and then when you launch a book, because I think timing is really important. I do that by building a presence on different platforms. So on Twitter, for example, Twitter has a Twitter writing community and also something called Book Twitter. Instagram is really all about high resolution photos. So you have Instagram posts, but also Instagram stories and Instagram reels, so kind of leveraging the different kind of types of content on each platform. TikTok, I have a Facebook author page, I have a WordPress blog, and then I also have a newsletter that I send out from MailChimp. And I think learning about each platform too, who's using it, why are they going there, what do they use it for, and what are the things that they care about? And you will take the answers to those questions to curate the content that will be customized to them and what they need.
So when you actually are creating content ahead of the launch, you know this going in, what it is that they're interested in. And so you write separate content per audience. Is that what you're saying you do?
I think so. Yeah, I think customizing it for the different audiences on the different platforms, and then also customizing it again for the different types of content. An Instagram story is vertical and rectangularly shaped, for example. So if you have a graphic that you've designed and it's a square for an Instagram post, you need to use something like Canva to stretch it out so that it meets those specifications. And then as we get closer to a release, I think really potential readers and potential buyers want to know 3 things about your book. They want to know, what's the book about? How will it make them feel? And is it any good, right? So I address these questions by promoting book trailers. I usually make my own, and I use an online tool called Lumen 5. Promoting the book description on social media, just a short synopsis. Promoting any new editorial reviews or author blurbs. And I also make my book available to reviewers on NetGalley. So those are some things that I do before release.
When you get people to review your book before it launches, do you then publish those reviews to kind of also help drive interest, because now it's somebody else talking about your book rather than you talking about your book?
Exactly. Yes. And there are different types of reviews that you can get. You can get what's called a book blurb from another author that you can then you can print it on the back of your book. You can also post it on your Amazon author page if you're publishing through, if you're distributing through Amazon. And then you have editorial reviews by Kirkus or Publishers Weekly, Midwest Book Review. There are lots of different editorial review houses, and those are really important to answering the question of, is the book any good? I mean, like you get customer reviews and author blurbs to answer the question, what are people saying about it? What are average readers saying about it? But then the editorial reviews is kind of like a step up. What are industry professionals saying about it? Is it good? Are they seeing that it meets the expectations of the genre? So there are a lot of questions that you can ask about it, and then you can use that for equity as you're promoting your book on social media.
I've also heard of people, finding bigger influencers in their niche. Like, let's just say I'm in the marketing industry, right? So like if I went and found somebody like as big as like Gary Vee or somebody like big like that in the industry to possibly, give a review, then holy smokes, that's a lot of leverage. That's big time influencer marketing is what it is. So if you are a listener and you're watching this, or, you're just tuning in and you are wanting to learn how to build up excitement and momentum prior to the launch, that is another thing to think about. There's publicity. Can you talk a little bit about some of the publicity moves that you can do prior to the launch, as far as just like making it some sort of announcement, public announcements about your upcoming release?
Yeah, that's a great point, Michelle. And it's also another way that you can kind of indirectly use social media. So I take kind of a multimedia approach to promotion before a book gets released. And then I take all of those things and I promote them on Twitter and on Facebook. And, like tune in here, I'm going to be interviewed on this person's podcast, or I'm going to have an appearance at this winery. They're hosting me for a book event, or I'm going to have a book signing at this bookstore. So yeah, I usually do a couple of radio spots. One of them is Monday morning, Sonoma 91.3. And then I have some podcast interviews. I do blog tours. I also design ads for different platforms too. And I think that's a really important part of what we were talking about, customizing your content for the different platforms and the different audiences so that you can give people what they're expecting.
Oh, absolutely. And man, there's just so much that you do, and you've done this multiple times. That's why I was so excited to have you come on and share, because a lot of small business owners, maybe this is the first time they've done a launch. And I know personally, because I'm a 9-time author, best-selling author. My husband wrote a book too, and he did it while legally blind. It's quite a challenge. And I know you're a crime novelist, which is like so another level. It's like next level for me, because I'm just simply sharing my story. You're like coming up with story. It's pretty impressive. But there's a lot of people that are out there thinking that writing the book is the hardest part. And they get a little bit kind of unsettled when they find out how much work it actually takes to, I guess, be proactive in building your list. And actually the timeline should be like, you should start possibly doing some exercises to start building up your list, or just building up interest as far as 6 months before the book comes out. They're like, what? Can you tell us a little bit about your timelines when you're doing some of this prep work?
It's exactly what you just said. 6 months is kind of the on-ramp that I like to give myself. I'm lucky to be working with a publisher that's willing to help me publish a book once or twice a year. And so that gives me that 6-month kind of opportunity to start talking about the book to an audience. And it's not so much time that people get bored with it either. 6 months is really perfect. And I think to your point about how maybe a first-time author might feel a little bit uncomfortable with all of like the business of writing that goes with after you write the book. I guess my advice for that would be, don't stress. It's not rocket science, and it actually doesn't take that much time. If you're smart and strategic about it, you can plan your social media strategy 15 minutes a week. You can write, like 1, 2, 3, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you could, for example, say, okay, every Monday, starting like a month before release, I'm going to talk about something about my writing life, giving your audience a view into, I write from 1 to 2 in the morning. That's how I do it. And some kind of a picture to go with it so that they can learn more about you. Wednesdays are going to be a tidbit about an upcoming event that you're giving. And then Friday might be the push for, click the pre-order link here. So you're not always saying the same thing every time you contact your audience.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
Another thing I just want to throw out there too, Lisa, is that it's so cool to lean on your network. Like if you have been out there as a business owner and you've written a book now and you're ask your friends, ask your colleagues, ask your team to all get involved on launch day in spreading the word, because there's something magical that happens to algorithms when a lot of people are sharing the same information. All of a sudden it detects that, and it's like, whoa, they need to keep pumping it up into people's feeds. And so that's a big win there. Let's move into that phase now about, okay, launch day's here. You've done the prep work. You're ready for the big launch day. And I know you mentioned ads, and I know you mentioned like Instagram likes high quality images. Speak to us about the quality of the images as far as attractiveness, professionalism, please. And because those are the kinds of things that I know will help. And then let's move into like, okay, it's launch day, Lisa, what do we do?
Sure. So you mentioned Instagram, and I think Instagram is important in the context of images because images is why people go to that site. Pinterest is another site. People go there for the eye candy. They don't want to read in general on Pinterest. They want to see images. So having high resolution images, you can design them yourself. I mean, your average iPhone has an amazing camera, and you can take a picture of something from your iPhone. It could be a picture of you holding one of your books with the camera reversed, or I mean, you can get creative with it, and then you can upload it directly from your phone to Instagram. It's really like a 3-step process. If you've never done it before, I can talk anyone through it. Instagram is one of those sites that offers different types of content. Some people go to Instagram not to look at pictures, but to watch videos. Instagram Reels is all about videos. For someone who's going there for that, they're just going to go from one video to another, and they're just going to scroll down and watch them that way. Other people, they're not into Reels or stories, and they want that nice square photograph. One of the things that I have found to be a lifesaver for me is I don't do everything myself. I sub some of it out. So that's a way that I take care of myself and prevent myself from getting overwhelmed. I can't do everything. So I'm strategic about which things I sub out, and then which things are easy, or even if they're not easy, if they're quick, then I would do them myself. And I have a wonderful graphic designer that I work with. Sometimes I might have a graphic that's beautiful and perfect for something, and it just doesn't look right on LinkedIn or on Twitter. And I'll go to her and I'll say, can you adjust this? I don't know what's wrong. And she'll send it back to me like that. It's a very small amount of money, and I trust her and I really like her, and that's worth it for me.
Yeah. So when you're an author and you're getting ready to publish, you also know you have a marketing job ahead of you or your team. Make sure you have a marketing budget, because it doesn't require a tremendous budget, but you do need to have some resources available to be able to hire some of this help that she's talking about, so that you are able to just bask in the glory of getting your book launched and not having to feel so in the grind, where you just kind of like, oh, there's so much to do now. and learn from Lisa. I mean, nine-time best-selling author. Hello. Hey, you want to show us some of your books, please, real quick, on how beautiful these covers are? I know she gets them professionally designed. Look at Lisa Towles 95 and Lisa Towles Hot House. Yeah, beautiful, very exciting, dramatic covers, because it's crime thriller. Nice, yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right, so moving out of now that you've done it, you've got these posts, I would say lean on automation, right? Lean on automation as much as you can, lean on team as much as you can. What about what not to do on social media on launch day or anything regarding your book release? Is there something you'd like to share regarding what absolutely not to do?
I do have a couple of things just from my own failures of, kind of learning this world, learning how to be a digital marketer and what's working and what's not working. I think the first thing that comes to mind is, in the same way that I'm guiding you to try not to get too stressed or too overwhelmed by all of the things you could do with social media, take that same guidance to your audience. Don't overwhelm them with constant repetitive content, because they will stop following you, they'll block you, or they'll just tune you out. Digital overload is real, for all of us. And so I try to be mindful of that. And what that means is, if you have one custom graphic of, like, let's say your book cover over here, and there's a nice review from a reader over here, that's perfect for something like Instagram. But I would recommend against putting that same image on every piece of social media. Modify it slightly. Or if you're going to use that same image, modify the text that goes with it so that everyone feels like they're getting something new and fresh each time.
That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. I actually just heard somebody else mention that exact same thing today, and that is to switch it up just ever so slightly so that people feel like they're essentially a story is being told to them, because it's not the exact same thing droned over and over and over. Good job.
Exactly. And one other quick thing is to space them out. I think one thing that I was doing for a while is right before release, every day I was posting something, and I wasn't seeing a lot of engagement, even though I was spending a lot of time. And I find giving it like a day or so in between, figure out what works for you and for your own schedule. But I think Monday, Wednesday, Fridays work really well, because that's just 3 days a week that you're going to actively post something, and something that's meaningful about your book to your audience, to get them excited about it. Because we don't just want them to buy the book, we want them to buy the book, read the book, review the book, and come back for more and follow you.
What about, as the book is out there, it's release day, going live on that day and sharing the fact that you're just reached best-selling status? Is that something that you do?
I think it's a great idea on release day to do TikTok videos and to do something live saying the book is live now. And I might be doing something. My new book, The Ritters, was a #3 Amazon new release a couple weeks ago. I might go on TikTok and make a video about that and hold up the book cover and talk about the people that helped me get here, my publisher, my amazing editor, the graphic designer. And, it takes a village, like you said, it takes a village and a community, and we all need each other.
Great tips, because it's so true. And that's why, again, it's so important to not think that writing the book it ends with the day that it gets published. It's like a whole nother journey now begins, and you should feel very accomplished. Well done, very well done. It is not an easy feat to write a book, but there's so much that can be done from there. And so don't let it fall flat. If you need help, reach out to Lisa. She's gone through it a lot. You're welcome to just hang out at the Tech with Heart Network, ask questions. There's a lot of heart-centered entrepreneurs in this community that literally want to grow alongside one another. We're here. No question's a dumb question. There are no such things. We really like to simplify, like marketing automation technology, whatever we can do to help support you to get her done, get the job done, and get done in a way that you can feel very comfortable with, very confident with. And so then you can just bask in the fact that you just accomplished something great. Let your natural energy be what excites people. Gilly and I love the idea of going live, even multiple times on launch day, because it is your day. It's like your special birthday almost, but it's like your book's birthday. So it's cool for you to show even behind the scenes excitement, even your staff around, like, one more, oh my God, and a whole celebration. That is fun stuff, and it shows your humanity. So I want to remind people that social media is intended to be social. So definitely don't just be blasting, but take time and engage anybody. If they say, congratulations, I'm so excited for you, then And, comment back. Don't just hit the like button if you can. Take the time, be that human being, and you will see that your likability goes up. People will want to follow you more. And I'm Lisa, I want you to share where people can even go to you right now, to your website, or to reach out to you to talk to you about what they're getting ready to do and when it comes to their book. So Lisa, please take it away. How can they reach you online?
There's a wonderful, rather new social media tool called Linktree, and it's a way of aggregating all of your social media links into just one site. It's really easy for people. So if you use Linktree, my Linktree is author Towles. The word author and then Towles, Towles, or you can go to lisatowles.com. That's my website. And if anyone has a question about this and you're at the beginning of your journey and you just need some help and a sounding board and some guidance, you can email me at lisamarietowles@gmail.com. I'd be happy to talk to you.
And she really is. She's so happy. She wants to help. Nobody helped her at the beginning. Now she's done this 9 times and done it very successfully, I might add. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Lisa. She's a gem, and you're going to want her in your corner. So with that, Lisa, what is one phrase or a thought that you would like to leave impressioned upon people's minds as they tuned in today?
You can do this. Social media seems overwhelming. Even if you're an old hat at social media, there are always new strategies and new platforms coming up. And it's easy to just kind of get like, oh my God, can't I just write a book? So you can do this. It's not that complicated. And you can cherry pick which platforms you want to use that will really help you. Pick 2 and use those regularly. And that will help grow your audience. You don't have to do everything.
So yeah, I agree with you. One of the things I'm constantly saying is that, you should try to be everywhere, but you don't have to be everywhere. You can just be a couple of places and do those very, very well. I'm in broadcasting, so my thought is a little different. Like if you're being called to share your message and God called you to it and he's omnipresent, then the least that we can do is be omnichannel. I broadcast, so I do TV and I do radio and I do podcasts all at the same time. And it's amazing that I can do that. It doesn't stress me out and the content doesn't get diluted or, ignored in any way, shape or form. But on social media, you're right. Know where your audience is, hang out there, choose 1 or 2. Don't let it overwhelm you. And if you need help, reach out to Lisa or myself, get help. You don't have to do this alone. None of us are meant to be doing any of this alone. It's way more better with community. And that's, again, why Tech with Heart is here. Tech with Heart is a heart-centered community of entrepreneurs. You don't have to be tech savvy to be a part of our community. We just want you to come if you're thinking, oh, I want to be a little bit more forward thinking. I want to be innovative. I want to know what's working today, and I want to grab hold of what's working today and let go of what's no longer working because it was working 2 years ago. Technology moves fast. We want to be that source for you to grab hold of so that you're being warmly nurtured into embracing more technology and systems and automations and strategies in your business so that you can grow. So we invite you, go to techwithheartnetwork.com and join our community. You can join at a free level or pay to be an expert influencer in our group and get interviewed on the Tech with Heart show and be on our TV show, radio show, and podcast. We also are looking for experts. If you're an expert and you have valuable insights to share to our entrepreneurial audience, you better believe we want to hear from you. So please, again, go to techwithheartnetwork.com, reach out, let us know you would like to share about, and let's talk. Here's to your success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revealio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revealio. Visit Revealio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.